evening, everyone, and welcome back to another At America TV event with me, Jasmine. I hope you all are doing well. So for those of you joining us for the first time, At America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. We have temporarily moved to a digital platform so you can still enjoy our events at home. So for this evening, we will be discussing Painting on My Mind, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. But before we begin, I would like to share with you that At America is having a giveaway. As part of our 10th anniversary celebration and also the month of togetherness, we're inviting you guys so you don't miss out on a chance to receive a treat for a feast. Now, how can you guys participate? Stay tuned until the end of the program because that's when I'll be sharing with you how to do so. And also, before we begin in all of At America's events, I would like to share with you our social media quiz question for today. So the question is, true or false, May is chosen as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month because it commemorates two important anniversaries in U.S. history. So is that fact true or false? You can participate in our social media quiz by commenting on our social media platform on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And for those of you who got the answer correctly, you will get a live shout out from us at the end of the program. All right, before we begin tonight's event, I would like to invite for the opening remarks from the U.S. Embassy Jakarta at the Consular Section, Mr. Juan P. Varela.
Hello everyone, and selamat datang dari Indonesia. My name is Juan Pablo Varela, and I am the Secretary for the Diversity and Inclusion Working Group at the U.S. Embassy in Jakarta, Indonesia. Our group exists today to implement the founding American principle that all people are created equal and should be treated as such. We also proudly promote the shared American and Indonesian value that strength is found in diversity. So, I want to thank you for allowing me to address your group today. It's truly an honor and a special opportunity to speak with you during Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Since 1978, the American people have officially celebrated the beautiful and rich history of our Asian American and Pacific Islander friends and families. But the history of the AAPI community does not begin in 1978. Instead, it predates the founding of the United States when nearly 400 years ago, Filipino sailors aboard Spanish ships dropped anchor along the future California coastline. And it continues to this day through the election of America's first female and Asian American Vice President, Kamala Harris, who, like other members of the AAPI community, stands proudly as a vibrant reflection of America's future promise and youthful energy. Today you'll see evidence of this reflected by our special guest, Natasha Budiman, who will share with us her own story exhibited through the diverse and brilliant patchwork of her art, which stands as a true testament to the American experience. So, it's important to remember that people are more than just what box they check on a form. They are ideas, dreams, values, and hopes reflected in the best ways that each of us is capable to communicate, whether that be through art, prose, poetry, or song, and today we have the opportunity to process our understanding of the AAPI community through the concept of wabi-sabi, which encourages us to harmonize with our circumstances and seek contentment and peace with the lives that we have. There is true wisdom in accepting troubles in a peaceful manner, as wabi-sabi seeks to teach us, and it is important to note that it does not discourage us from improving ourselves or our communities. Instead, the AAPI community has long used their voice to improve the lives of all Americans. In the 20th century alone, the AAPI community stood shoulder to shoulder with civil rights leaders such as Cesar Chavez and Martin Luther King to improve civil rights for people throughout the whole country. And this legacy continues today as they peacefully march with Americans of diverse backgrounds to highlight social inequalities and injustices in our society. Unfortunately, the history of the AAPI community also includes its own unique struggles. However, whether they be exclusionary immigration practices, internment during World War II, or more recent hate crimes against the AAPI community, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have never allowed their voice to be silenced. And as a fellow American, while my heart is heavy when considering recent tragedies, it is lifted and renewed when Americans of all backgrounds come together to demand a better life for all of our families and friends. Proof of this manifested itself just last week when President Biden signed a bill into law that will increase federal resources for investigating hate crimes, and particularly those against the AAPI community. So I'm hopeful that events like today will promote ideals of diversity and inclusion by promoting the voices and experiences that will continue to shape America's future, as well as challenge the concept of who is an American or what an American should look like. So thanks again for the opportunity to address you, and I hope you find some peace and insight from today's event. Sampai jumpa lagi. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Juan, for the warm welcome. All right, and now I would like to invite our beautiful painting instructor for this evening. Please give a warm welcome for Natasha Budiman from Bartega.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's art class. And today, who's ready to paint? And if anyone here is new to painting, don't worry. Painting is for everyone. We're all artists, so we're all beginners here, so don't worry. If you're worried, I'm not creative, I'm not artistic, do not say that, because I believe everyone's creative in their own way. And especially for today's class, it's celebrating flaws and just stresses, and you're making something beautiful out of just your daily life and your struggles. So welcome, everyone. And today for our event, Painting on My Mind, we're celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, or AAPI, if we shorten it as an abbreviation, okay? And we're highlighting this beautiful artwork called kintsugi. So it's actually a Japanese artwork, and we'll be discussing this artwork, and we'll be creating this beautiful artwork together in light of AAPI month. So a little bit of history of why the Americans celebrate this special month, and why they're inclusive and celebrating the Asian Americans and the Pacific Islanders in America. So it started off from back in 1587, where the first Asians were documented to be in America. So they were actually Filipinos, and they first stayed in America in California. So it continued, and this is just a brief history. If you can see, in 1635, the Indians arrived in Jamestown. 1778, the Chinese arrived in Hawaii. In 1806, the Japanese arrived also in Hawaii. And 1806, 1884, the first Koreans are found in the USA. And then we continue to the bottom of the timeline. In 1898, the Pacific Islanders, so Guam, was ceded to the United States. Chamorros also began to migrate to California and Hawaii. And Samoa is also ceded into the United States. And finally, in around 1912, the first Vietnamese were also documented in the United States. So you can see this history of Asians slowly coming in and becoming American citizens over time. And so this is a little bit of a clue of the question of the day in the beginning. So why the month of May? Why did the Americans pick the month of May to be AAPI month? So it is actually because of these two big events. So on May 7th and in 1843, the first Japanese immigrant, so a 14-year-old boy named Manjiro arrived in America. And the second big event, that's why they picked May as the month of AAPI, is that the Transcontinental Railroad, there were roughly 20,000 Chinese immigrants. They were working on this amazing project, and it was completed on this date. And so this was very important, like two of the biggest important events that led to the importance of Asians and the Pacific Islanders in the United States. And so finally, so it was an ongoing process too, but back in 1978, so these two amazing people, Ruby Moy and Jeannie Ju, they actually initiated this conversation about, we are actually important and we should be celebrated as a race, And so they shared their personal tragedy and family history. And after 10, 15 years, finally in 1992, Frank Horton finally legalized this statement of making the month of May to be the Asian American and Pacific Islander month. So it's a whole month of celebration. And so this is something very sad. So it's been happening ever since the pandemic as well, ever since COVID attacked. So Asian hate has been really ongoing in the United States. Especially, they call it the Chinese virus, Asian virus, and they're depicting the hate and the hatred and the negativity of the virus towards Asians. And there are so many Asians being attacked in the United States, and this has to be addressed. Like it's a very important matter that we should really take action on. So Mr. Juan already mentioned, and just want to restate it. This is very important. So the President Joe Biden actually made a statement, and according to him, it is definitely top priority across the United States to really help combat the discrimination that has been happening to the Asian Americans, especially since COVID happened. And I'll just read out his statement to all of you. You can also read along with me. So Joe Biden stated, "Of course, when we raise issues of equity and justice at the global scale, we have to approach them with humility. We, the United States, have to acknowledge that we are an imperfect union and have been since the beginning. And every day we strive to make ourselves more perfect and more just. In a diverse country like ours, that means committing to do the work. It means learning and understanding more about each other. It means engaging trailblazing groups to teach, to grow, to include, to improve. It means not forgetting our past or ignoring our present, but keeping both firmly in mind as we push for a better future. Those of us who experience racism cannot and should not internalize it. Despite the impact it can have on our everyday lives, racism is the problem of the racist. And it is the problem of the society that produces the racist. And in today's world, that is every society, including the United States." So this is a statement by Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield, and it was stated on April 14, 2021. So this is very important. And why are we doing kintsugi art today? We just want to state that broken is beautiful. And why is broken beautiful? Let me explain to you what this is. If you see, this is the beautiful artwork that will be inspired for our artwork today. So kintsugi is actually a Japanese art of putting broken pottery pieces back together with gold. So the gold can be liquor or like more of sticky. So they're just sticking all the pieces together with pieces of gold. So it's the idea of embracing flaws and imperfection that you can even create a stronger, more beautiful piece of art. So how beautiful is that? It's just that mindset of, we're broken, but we can actually create beauty out of the brokenness that we're going through. And this is a great example of what's happening right now at the United States. And so this is what we'll be creating today. So this is just an example. You are free to create your own. So please explore and have fun. And I just want to finally, before we start the painting class, this is also called wabi-sabi. So what is wabi-sabi? It's a Japanese term. It means admiring imperfection. So it's celebrating imperfections and living simply. Everyone goes through tough times, especially all of us right now. I think we're all just stuck at home, going through the pandemic. Everything's so uncertain. And we just want to embrace this brokenness and this times of uncertainty, and let's create beautiful art together. So everyone ready to start painting? I'm gonna start focusing on my screen right here. Everyone can start looking at my canvas. So Thanks again, everyone. I see some familiar faces. Hi, Alma. I see. What else do I know here? So, hi, Geeta. Welcome again, everyone. Thank you for joining us again today. So, let's have fun and let's paint together. So, as usual, I'm using acrylic paint today, and I'll be using a canvas. I'm using a 30 times 40 centimeter canvas. So you can use any size canvas, or you can even paint on a pot or on a bag or anywhere you can really paint on anything. And then get a palette ready for you to mix your paint. And then I have some brushes here. I have different size brushes. I have a large size, I have a medium size, I have smaller brushes right here as well. So just get all your brushes ready for those of you who have the brushes. I have a glass of water, so get this ready. Just use your unused cup that you don't use anymore. Don't watch out, don't get it mixed up with your own water cup or coffee or tea. And I'll be using primary colors for today. So I have blue, I have black, I have white. So actually for today, I'm just going to be using these colors and a little bit of yellow actually. So I won't be using my red as much, but just get your primary colors. So these are primary colors, and then you can mix these colors together and you'll be able to get other colors. And what else? What else do we need? We need a piece of cloth or tissue, so for you to clean your brush. Okay, so I'm just going to use a cloth for today. And for today's class, what makes it different is I'm going to be using some gold marker. Okay, so this will be the final effect of the gold at the end. So if you have some gold marker, get them ready, or if you have gold paint, that also works. So whichever works for you, but I think a gold marker will be easier to get that wabi-sabi kintsugi effect. And yeah, so everyone, give me a thumbs up when you're done and you're ready to paint. And don't forget to prepare some water so you keep hydrated while you paint, and turn on some music and just relax and enjoy tonight's class. Okay. Let's get started. So, okay, I'm just gonna clean my palette for a little bit. So this is actually a trick, you know, when your palette is dry, I can just peel off the paint like this. So this is what I usually do. And just cleaning up my palette a bit. So we can start by getting the colors ready, or if you have a pencil, we can start planning the shape. So it really depends on how you want to tackle this painting. There are no right way or wrong way of doing this. So this is the painting that we'll be doing today. So if you can see it, it's actually abstract looking. It's very expression. It has a lot of expressions to it. So if you do have a pencil, or I'm just going to use a marker so everyone can see, you can start sketching out the shapes of what you'll be painting. So it's just, you know, just start sketching and, you know, random objects of how you want to paint. Just feel and enjoy the process of creating, you know, just random objects. Imagine you have a piece of glass and then you break it, and then you're like, oh no, I broke my favorite cup or my favorite mug. And imagine all the pieces of the mug, and you're trying to gather them and just put them back together, and what kind of puzzle do you see? And just put it together and imagine it's on your canvas or wherever you're painting right now, and then just start drawing like the shape. So I'm using a marker just so you can see, but you can use your pencil or you can use paint right away if you'd like as well. So just draw random objects like this. It doesn't have to be, we're all gonna make different artworks, and that's what's special about this. No broken piece is the same. Am I right? Everything's different, and you're just creating this beautiful, beautiful shapes. Imagine going around, just make beautiful shapes. Yeah, just create broken pieces on your canvas. It wants clearly. Zoom in a little bit. So you can follow me, or you can create your own patterns and shapes, okay? It will be great if you just follow your heart and then just create lines. Just express how you're feeling right now. If you're feeling happy, or you're sad, frustrated, or you're hopeful, or maybe you're scared, just embrace all your feelings and then just throw all your feelings towards the artwork, which is the canvas right now. Okay, just gonna wait for another 2 minutes until everyone finished their first sketch, and then we can start painting together. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? Don't be shy, just unmute yourself. Let me know, Tasha, I have a question, or you can also comment on the comment section right here. Or for those of you who are watching on social media, you can also put a comment, and then I will also answer you and help you answer any of your questions regarding painting, art, or anything related to the AAPI month. Okay, I'll wait for another 1 or 2 minutes. Please give me a thumbs up or just say you're ready so I know. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. 1 more minute. Okay. So for kintsugi art, usually the usual colors that the Japanese use is more of the dark blue, turquoise, green color. But if you prefer a different color, or if your favorite color is pink or red or purple or yellow, please do so. Use your favorite colors, or if you'd like to follow the actual artwork or the painting I'm gonna paint today, you can also follow me. So don't just explore your feelings again. It's explore anything that you're feeling right now and just throw them at your painting today. So any color that you're feeling right now, if you're angry, or you can use red, or if you're happy, you can use yellow, or if you're just feeling sad and mellow, you can also use blue, okay? So I'm gonna start with some light blue. I'm gonna start with this part. I'm gonna use some white and blue. So I'm gonna start with lighter colors. I think for me it's also easy. better. So I'm putting a lot of white paint on my palette. And I'm adding a little bit of blue first, just a little bit. So I have a little bit of blue. And also I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow. So I'm gonna make a more greenish blue. Okay. So for my first area here, I'm gonna use my largest brush. So this is a size 11. I like to use larger brushes for bigger areas like this. If the space or the areas are smaller, I like to use smaller brushes. So the purpose of larger brushes is to cover spaces that are larger. Okay, and for this painting, mostly I have big spaces that I want to cover. If I pick a smaller brush like this, imagine it's gonna take me twice the amount of time for me to cover it, right? So that's why I'm picking my largest brush. Okay, so size 11. I'm gonna mix my white with a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow, just for that greenish color, blue-green. Okay, so I have this super light blue color that I'm making right now, like white, but not really. And I'm gonna start coloring this part. And what's great about this painting, it's you just feel and paint your feelings, and you know, it doesn't have to be neat. It can be super messy and just enjoy every brush stroke. Just paint. It's like help me filling in the puzzles of your life, of how you're feeling right now. I'm just covering this color with super light blue, green color. You can even add more white to make some spaces. So the colors are not that neat. So I have spaces where it's completely white, but some are more blue. So it's just a mix of colors. Okay. And if I zoom in, you can see I have like texture. It doesn't have to be super neat. The color are not mixed completely, so it's quite abstract. Okay, and it's smudgy and has this really nice effect of imperfection. Yeah. You can add a dash of blue like this. You know, you can just play around with the texture. What I like to do is I like to dab it slowly like this, and then you can get a nice, you don't really mix it together. I'm just dabbing it where I can get some the light too bright. So I have this color with super light green. I'm just gonna focus on my bright colors first, so I don't waste my paint anyway. So for this part on the left side, I'm also gonna use this light white color. I'm just gonna fill in this. So just imagine you're making a puzzle, and then you just fill in all the colors that you like and the shapes that you already drew. Okay. How is everyone feeling today? How's your weekend going? Don't be shy. We can also share about our experiences. A little bit here. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with the lighter white colors. I'm gonna make a darker color now, so slightly darker. I'm just gonna add more blue now to my white. So I'm making a slightly darker blue, but it's still light blue, yeah? I'm just filling this part. I'm adding yellow to make a more turquoise, Tosca green color. I'm gonna add more white as well. I'm just filling in all the spaces with the colors. This one I'm just gonna put it here first. So it's like darker green. I mixed blue and yellow, but it's actually still more blue, and then I added white, so a little bit of white, and then I'm getting this really nice dark greenish color. Mixing some white. Place all your brush strokes. I like to really just use my brush strokes and be very explorative. It's like instead of making it very smooth like this, I like to make some of them very, all these dabbing brush strokes, but more messy. That's the kind of effect that I'm aiming for. Really use your hands and go around like this slowly. Don't be angry at your brush. Still be very soft with your brush, but you can really create this really nice effect. gonna make dark blue, so I'm gonna add a little bit of black to my blue. Adding some black to my blue and a little bit of white as well. So I have this really dark grayish blue. Cover. How's everyone doing? Enjoying the process? Quite spirited. Just coloring in all the colors together. This part, for example, if you're trying to cover smaller parts like this, you can actually start switching to a smaller brush. For example, I'm switching to size 7, so it's easier for me just to fill in smaller areas like this. If I have little curves that I want to fill in, and if I want to make some little patterns or brush strokes. So for example, I'm just going to take a little bit of white, and then you're just going to make small brush strokes like this to make it a bit different, like a different piece of the artwork. So each of these broken pieces also has different textures. look simple, but actually it does take time for you just to, pick the right color of your emotion and which areas you want to color. And also you're exploring all the different textures. So you're just exploring and experimenting of what kind of textures you want. So, you can do little brush strokes like that. And you can add other colors on and then make, nice, sort of like Vincent van Gogh style on some of your pieces. So all your pieces doesn't have to be exactly the same. All the difference and the different pieces combined together make the artwork beautiful. Add a little bit of black to make some darker shades right here. Enjoy every process. Go back to my large brush. More light blue color again right here. And I keep adding my white paint because I keep running out. So if you're running out of color, that's basically all these colors. You just keep adding more white, more blue, more yellow, more black, and then you get all the different combinations of these colors. Adding a dash of green, and just mixing all the different shades of blue, green, white, and black. If any of you painting a different color, I would really love to see if someone else is painting something different. It would be really amazing. Covering this dark color. I really like to dab my brush like this, just because also if you see two different colors, they're not completely mixed up together, so you still see all the colors, like two different colors, but it's not completely mixed. So I get the best of both worlds, the two different colors that I want, or three or four different colors. You can see. Just adding like a little bit more white, and then I just dab it on my painting like this. Yeah. And cover this whole part with dark blue, so I'm gonna mix black and blue and white, my dark color. Here, I'm just gonna brush everything with this dark color. Don't worry if your painting looks a bit messy or not too neat. We're gonna do the final touch using our gold paint or marker, just like the real kintsugi art. So what the gold marker does is actually it's the one that combines and sticks everything together, making everything a beautiful piece. So you will see how different your painting will look once you put the gold aspect and part to it. It's gonna look so beautiful. Again, for dark blue, I mixed my blue with some black as well to make my blue much darker than just regular dark blue. And with blue paint, do you know, it's fun fact, blue is actually the most expensive color. And the reason why it's really hard to get the color blue, you know. So that's why if we just use blue right out of the tub like this, actually the color is a bit transparent. That's why we usually mix a little bit of black and white just to make the color more deep. And if you do only use the color blue just by itself, what I usually do is I have to do 2 or 3 layers just to get the right color out, because it gets a bit transparent because the pigment of the paint is not as strong as the other colors. A little bit of fun fact. triangle here. I think that's just white to my dark blue area to make it not too dark. I'm just mixing, adding white brush strokes while it's still wet, so it slowly blends with the dark base. Areas with black color. Add some black shapes as well on top of the colors that I already have. Imagine pieces of random objects on top of each other. So everyone enjoying the process? Quite different than our usual painting class where you have a specific object that you were gonna paint together. I think for this one, everyone's free to explore their own feelings, kind of colors you want to paint, shapes, textures. You can use your fingers or a fork or whatever you want, and just explore. Use a sponge. Explore all the different textures, colors, just have fun. I'm almost done with, I think, filling all my shapes I'm just gonna wait till everything's dry, and well, I'm waiting for everyone else to. Gonna do. I'm just gonna grab my smallest brush now. Although it's still, some of the areas are still wet, I'm just gonna start outlining some of the shapes with black, okay? I'm just using my smallest brush, which is a size 3 or 1. And I'm gonna use black paint. I'm gonna outline some of the shapes. So just making everything more neat. Zoom in, see this kind of outline that I'm doing. Outlining. Straight black outline like that. The black outline is just making the shapes more intact with each other. So I'm just adding some boldness to the shapes. So start making lines with your black, any kind of cracks that you want to add. The more cracks, the more emotion you'll feel. Okay, everyone. So just kind of wait around 10, 15 more minutes till everyone's done. Or once you're done with the whole colors with the paint, give me a thumbs up while we're waiting for our painting to dry. So in order to move to the next step, we need to make sure that your paint is completely dry. And for acrylics, usually it takes around 5 minutes. So once you're done, just leave it for a bit, take a break, grab a cup of water, or if you want to make it dry quicker, you can use a hair dryer, and you can also do that. You can dry it with a hair dryer. But I'm just going to take a few minutes to wait till my painting is dry while waiting until everyone's finished with your beautiful artwork. Take your time. So we'll wait for 10 to 15 minutes, okay? everyone doing? for the next step. I'm just gonna wait for another 5 minutes or so, or more, maybe 10. So you have to make sure to wait until your paint is completely dry before you move on to the next step, okay? So once you're done, just get your gold marker ready or gold paint, and we're gonna start sticking all our flaws together and create our beautiful masterpiece, okay? So everyone just wait until your paint is dry. You can start touching your painting slowly like this, just to make sure all your paint is dry, okay? So let's give it another 5-10 minutes. Hey everyone. Okay, everyone, I will start adding the golden touch with a gold marker. So if you do have a gold marker, there are different brands. So I think there's this one. So any kind of gold should work. I'll be using. And then we can start just by looking at your painting from afar or from up close, and then you can start off with the outlines that are already there, and we can add some golden touches. For example, like this. I'm just gonna add a little bit of gold on top of this one. So you can add outlines of gold on top of your black outlines, or right on top of the colors that you have, okay? So just explore and have fun. This is actually a really fun part of the painting. So can just start adding gold touches. For example, I got gold here. Create a straight line. Start with the area. So again, before you put your gold marker on your painting, just check if your paint is dry or still wet. Because if your paint is still wet and then you start drawing on your painting, you'll ruin your gold marker. Okay. So adding beautiful gold line. Again, you don't need to follow me. You can just follow your heart and draw anywhere you feel like needs golden blue. Creates beautiful additions. I hold this one over and gold around it. Can also be explorative, and you can just follow your hands and then draw cracks. Imagine your artwork having cracks, and then you're just drawing the different cracks in your painting, gluing them together, creating a beautiful artwork. There's sort of also like branches, tree branches. So beautiful how you can see nature as well in your painting. And once you're happy with all your lines and beautiful gold, don't forget to sign your name or your initials anywhere on the painting. And you can also write the year, so you'll remember this year where you create a beautiful painting out of all your uncertainties, all your struggles throughout the whole pandemic. And instead of focusing on the negative things, you're creating a beautiful thing out of it. Yeah. Keep adding gold areas as much as you want. The more glue, the more gold, the better. How's everyone doing? I think we're in a few minutes we can wrap up the class. Just I'm going to hand it over to America's guide for tonight. Wait for a few more minutes before we end the class. But thank you again so much, everyone. Hope everyone had so much fun just being expressive and reflecting your experiences throughout the whole year, past year, especially throughout the pandemic. And it's amazing what we're all going through this year, especially knowing the fact that all the Asian Americans in America are facing also a lot, especially with racism and all the struggles you're facing. And we're still looking at the positive side of everything that's happening in the world. So wabi sabi, everyone. Look at the beautiful painting. Look at Riska, so pretty. Yeti, I can also see your beautiful painting. Jessica. Cantik-cantik lukisannya. Riska. Aku udah intip-intip lukisan semuanya. Yeti juga. Wah, pretty. Whoa, Alma, so pretty. Miliska. Wow, everyone are so talented. Good job, everyone. Semua kita mau foto bareng ya. Jadi mungkin dari At America bisa wrap up the event. Dan kita akan foto bareng sebelum kita end the beautiful night together.
Oke, sudah semua. Kita foto ya. Bersama hasilnya.
Okay, teman-teman semuanya, please give us your best smile. We're going to take a picture.
Oke, 1, 2, 3. Oke, sekali lagi. 1, 2, 3. Oke, terima kasih teman-teman.
Terima kasih semuanya. Have a great weekend and Saturday night semuanya. Semoga event ini made you reflect and just, feel all your feelings and semuanya diekspres di lukisan ini. So good job everyone. Have a good night and I hope to see you all next month in our next class. Bye everyone. Good night.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Natasha, for being our instructor for this evening. So earlier in the event, I asked you guys a social media question, and the question was, true or false, May is chosen as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month because it commemorates 2 important anniversaries in U.S. history. So is that fact true or false? That's actually true. So the first is the arrival of the first Japanese immigrant in the U.S. at May 7, 1843. And second, on May 10, 1869, of the completion of the first transcontinental railroad, which was built by the labor of thousands of Chinese workers. So our winner for this evening is Jessica Indah Sahu Silawane from Facebook for answering correctly. Congratulations. Now, for those of you who would like to participate in our social media quiz next time, you can tune in from the very beginning of the event because that's when we'll be sharing our question. And also earlier in the event, I shared with you that AdAmerica is having a giveaway as part of our 10th anniversary celebration and also the month of togetherness. We're inviting you guys to participate in our giveaway so you don't miss out on a chance to receive a treat for feast. Now, how can you guys do that? You can take a picture or video with your family or your friends doing an activity together and write it on your caption with the hashtag #MayWe, upload it on your social media, and don't forget to tag at AT America. For more information, you guys can go to the link below at atam.tv/MayWe. Now, for those of you who are wondering, how can you develop an awesome idea at an awesome place like AdAmerica? It's really easy. You can just go to our website at www.adamerica.org.id, select Creative Program, and go to collaborate with us. All proposals coming to us will be reviewed, and your event might be featured here soon. And while you guys are on our website, don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter so you guys get updates sent straight to your inbox. We won't spam you, we promise, just once a week. And also don't forget to follow us on our social media for fun content and many more. Hope you guys have a good evening and see you at the next AdAmerica TV event. Bye-bye, everybody.
Recording stopped.